you to join. I'm going to get going, and the critical person is in the room, not me, but Jeff Olson. Jeff is our advisory board chair for San Francisco, and we started wasn't that long ago, like maybe a week ago, maybe 10 days, I don't know, but it hasn't been 2 weeks, with this group from India that we wanted to talk about here for the Bay Area. This is what I think what we'll do for today's meeting is actually probably what we should do is, because there's a few members, we should probably check in with each, and then we'll get into the conversation. So what I suggest, Jeff, is that we'll just go around the room, hear from folks and what's going on, what their needs are, anything we should know, and then let's do a little bit of a deep dive. And if it's a short meeting, a half hour, that's all well and good. Does that work for you?
That works for me. I have a breakdown on the delegation that's coming in next week, so I can send that to you, Doug. It's a table that basically breaks them down by industry, by revenue, and by head count, et cetera. So it gives us a good kind of eagle eye on who they are and what they look like from a corporate perspective.
Cool.
I do not have any of the names of the principals in there, so I should probably insert that. But at any rate, it's built. Hello, everybody. My name is Jeffrey Olson. I had the pleasure of aligning with Doug many years ago, and here to add value to the chapter in any way, shape, or form that I can. I'm based in Campbell, California, and I specialize in globalizing businesses, both inbound into the U.S. and outbound from the U.S., specifically regarding operational and HR aspects of their expansion. Just background. Been doing that about pushing 15 years now.
Appreciate that. And so we'll appreciate your support and collaboration. Another person that's been involved with Global Chamber for quite a while is Casey Branch. It's always a pleasure to have you, Casey, the expert on cannabis and alcohol in the world. And those are two important aspects of people's lives generally. He takes it to another level through his both knowing everybody and helping them with legal services. Casey, what's going on in your world? What would you like to share, and anything we can do to help?
No, we're reasonably under control. Right now, we're dealing with some major labor cases. Doing business in California, especially for foreign companies, is eye-opening at best and scary at worst. But these companies jump into California, don't follow the rules of California, do business the way they do in their home countries, and all of a sudden find out that the informalities of doing business can come back and haunt them and nearly kill the business. So it's a very, very difficult situation for these entities who jumped in, didn't have Jeff to advise them on labor issues at the beginning, and did it the way they did in their home country, and it's not the California way. Perhaps if they were in other states, they would have been okay, but right now they chose to come to California, to the promised land, and this is what happens.
Got it. Sounds good. You're based between LA and San Francisco.
Correct.
But do you fly out of LA mostly?
I fly out of everywhere, wherever I am.
Okay. So a lot of the airports around LA?
Yeah, I do Orange County, Burbank, LA, San Jose, rarely San Luis Obispo.
Wow.
Oakland, okay. Sacramento. I'm on the road all the time.
Okay, cool. I'm living near LAX, so
okay.
If you're ever just a little bit north in a place called Sawtell off the 405. So
I know exactly where it is. It was a Japanese community back in the day. It was I remember going as a child to all the Japanese nurseries along there.
There's 14 nurseries, including one very near to us. So yeah, it was the first place in the U.S. that the Japanese were allowed to own land, I think.
Right. Yes, you're absolutely right. I was just going to say that.
And it's also the growing up place for Marilyn Monroe. It's on Nebraska Street, about 3 blocks over. So it's a very diverse little community.
And it's the home of the Wonderful Company, the richest people in California.
I can see it out my window.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I can see the Wonderful Company.
For those you don't know, they own Palm Palm Juice. They own Fiji Water. They own Paramount Farms, which owns most of the land throughout the Central Valley. So big operation. They own a couple wineries too.
Let's keep going around the room. And Munir Boumri is our executive director in Morocco. He's an agriculture-focused leader. However, he's very diverse and he's very entrepreneurial. And Munir, I don't know whether you can speak. I'm glad it looks like you can. So that's awesome. It's been a little while. How are you? I know you've been traveling. You've got a lot going on. Are you okay?
Let's do great. Remind you today. It was a long time. Yes, I had some busy time and also some great things that's going to happen soon with the Global Chamber, as I told you last time.
You might need to move closer to the microphone. It's a little hard to hear you.
I will. Now it's good.
That's better. Yeah.
So, it's a really great pleasure to meet you after something. Yes, I was a little bit far
Hold on, Munir, because there's a lot of background noise, and the background noise is over you. Is there a way to sort that out? Are you on earbuds?
And also, I will be very pleased to meet you because I have traveled to San Francisco.
We appreciate you making the effort, and it's quite late in Morocco. I presume maybe you're in Casablanca. So I'm real sorry that we're not able to hear you. But if you can solve that, we'd love to hear you. We're going to have to keep moving on. I'm sorry, because we can't hear you. But if you think you can get it fixed, we'd love that. In terms of, it looks like Terry Levine is the other member that I recognize. Terry, how are you? Anything that you would like to share? Oh, Munir's still talking. I feel like I've lost control. Sorry.
Globalization, most things you see.
I'm going to have to mute you. I'm sorry, because we can't hear you, Munir. And so, Terry, thank you for joining. Is your microphone fixed? The other day, your mic was not working. So we're having technical problems here. Does your mic work? Oh my God. It's not working. This is just not working. I'm sorry. Munir, you're back. Or did you think you can fix that? No. Okay. I'm going to mute you as well. So both of you have mic problems. We cannot hear either of you. So I'm sorry. We're going to keep moving on. There's several people, two more people that I don't recognize, Melanie B. and Sukyung Kang. And so the two of you, are you members? What's your involvement? Are you part of either Global Chamber, or are you in the wrong room? Are you in the right place and would like to introduce yourself? We're very happy to hear from you.
Sure, Doug. I'm Melanie Bielefeld, we've discussed a few options. So you invited me to this meeting to check it out.
I recognize you. How are you, Melanie?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Are you in Santa Cruz
I'm
today?
in Santa Cruz today.
Beautiful. Looks
Beautiful.
amazing. Jeff, you're not in Santa Cruz. Where are you? You're in that like near Palo Alto or kind of
No,
between?
I'm in Campbell. I'm 35 minutes from her, other side of 17.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I'm there every Sunday. So
Yes. Yes, it's the place to be when you're that close. Um, yeah, so I'm excited to join you and learn a little bit more of about the chamber in Santa almost said Santa Cruz, the Bay Area. I'm originally been from Mountain View and Berkeley, so I'm very acquainted with other parts of the Bay. And then I just wanted to share a little bit about what we're up to and why Doug invited us in the first place. My role is basically a super connector between government, academia, um, industry, and nonprofits, civil society. So I work both at the global level and at local levels, and I work on building new initiatives. So that's kind of my sweet spot. So one of the new initiatives is through African Women in Tech. It's a group of 8,000 women in um, on the continent and then also in the diaspora. And what they're doing is launching a new private venture for universities to accelerate businesses locally. So working with student populations to accelerate, especially AI businesses that would solve some of the global problems.
Melanie, you and I need to get a coffee. There's way
Yeah.
too much to talk about here, but lived in the Silicon Valley for 30 years and have a lot of Africa tie-ins and a lot of, what used to be USA kind of government services connections and things like
Yes.
that. So we have a lot to talk about. So I'll ping you and we'll go
Okay,
from there.
great. That'd be lovely. I'll put my address in the box in the chat.
But thank you, Melanie. Great. And did you see the Lumo Labs work that you're doing? Do they already have a relationship with Stanford? They must, right?
Um, I have relationships with Stanford, but I haven't introduced yet.
I see. Okay.
But
Their
I'm
timing is
happy to
important.
have more. Yeah.
Got it. The reason why we're going to talk about it here in a moment, but we have a meeting at Stanford with a delegation. Did you see that? Did that arrive by any chance? Does that ring a bell? Next
With the
Thursday?
Indian,
Yes.
you mentioned it, but of course, a lot of my work is working with some major university and hospitals, volunteer work in India. So this is, with the largest private university in India.
So
I put
I'll make sure and I'll make a note to forward the information to you, but it's next Thursday. And why I thought that might be good is the connectivity to Dr. Kagram, who will be there.
Oh, yes.
When you and I talked, it wasn't clear exactly what was going to happen, whether he would be involved, but we did reach out to him subsequently, and he's personally arranging the meetings for 4 hours in a variety of places on campus. And so it's going to be a unique experience, I think. So at least, I'll send you information to see if it might line up, and I'll be there as well. Which is either a good thing or a bad thing in terms of encouraging you or discouraging you. But I'd love to meet you at some point for sure.
Likewise, likewise. Thank you, everybody, and good to meet everybody here.
Yeah, this is a little bit smaller than we normally have, and usually mics work, but what are you going to do? And I did find I think Mr. Kong, I'm not sure, but it's someone who had reached out and at one point was the president of the Korean American Chamber of Commerce. And so that's cool. And so I'll do some additional research, but I don't know whether you're available to speak. If you are, we welcome you and would love to learn more. We have a number of different affiliations in the United States with different Korean organizations, and of course, our chapters in Korea. Are you able to speak or off. That's fine either way. So we'll proceed. But if you are able, any of you, Munir or Terry, if you can solve your mic problem, let me know and unmute yourself. Are you okay?
Yes. Yes, Duke.
Yay!
So
It's working.
yeah. So thank you so much for waiting. So I'm Munir El Bouamri. So it's difficult for you, Duke, to spell it. I know each time. So it's El Bouamri. So I work. I manage a consulting company in Morocco. So we facilitate investments and businesses in Morocco and also in African countries. And I'm glad to be among this chapter today. And also, I want to inform you, Duke, that I will be in San Francisco in the 24th of this month, and I will be very glad to meet some members of the chapter. I heard Melanie. It's a pleasure to if you are available to meet, because I see that's very interesting. These your work that you do, especially in Africa, also because I said that you work in Africa with nonprofits. And yes, also all the members that I can exchange with them and collaborate with them in the future, and especially you, Doug, because it would be a really pleasure to meet you face to face if you have time. And thank you so much. I will put my LinkedIn in the bio, in the message, and also my WhatsApp number. So thank you so much, and I'm very glad to be among you today.
That sounds great. Thank you, Munir. One of the more memorable meetings we've had in our food, we have a regular dining event, and one of the more memorable ones was when we did one on Morocco. Also, Munir, because of his expertise, particularly in ag, has presented some information over the years. Very impressive. So thank you very much for sharing that. And in terms of Sunku Kong, thank you. I finally did see your message in chat. So when all else fails, read the chat. And so I'm sorry that I did not. And I recognize now your past role, and you've shared with us a little bit more about what your current activities are. So congratulations on that. We're now going to kind of shift into discussing this trip. And so let me open up, and Jeff, if you could maybe help me with this. So I'm going to open up, first of all, the event itself. There's, and take one step back. So this is a group of 24 companies from India. They're all members of Global Chamber. They asked to get help with coming to the US. And so we wrote visa applications for, it was around 24, it might have been 26, but on that order. And 18 of them got approved. So that's, I guess, good. I don't know. It's not terrible anyway. And some number between 15 and 18 are actually going to be in the United States the week of the 15th. And so Global Chamber is involved with, in collaboration with one of our partners in India, based in Ahmedabad, our chapter there, the Knowledge Chamber. We've done this in the past before, where they bring over a delegation of people who are business leaders. This group of companies is, and Jeff has the better information, but it's roughly a few $100,000 revenue up to over $1 billion. One of them, I think, was $1.2 billion dollars. So it's quite a range. A variety of different companies seem to be quite diverse. They're all interested in doing more business in the United States, and so they've paid them and paid us to help them connect for a week in the United States. So on Monday, the 15th, we will host them in New York City, in Manhattan, at the accounting firm CBiz, which is a member of Global Chamber. And that's a lot of times we do our New York meetings there. And so we're going to do this one there for a few hours. And then Tuesday, they do have some other things they're doing. And then we're going to take them on a port tour, the New York, New Jersey Port Authority. And then Wednesday is Washington, D.C. And then Thursday is us. And so right now and I guess I was going to share my screen. Whoops. Let's see. Here it is. So here's the listing. It's on the Global Chamber website. So there'll information about them coming to Stanford, and the details of where exactly they'll be is unclear. We need to nail that down, and so that should be nailed down in the next few days. And Dr. Cogram is doing that, which is perhaps the most amazing part of all of this, and for all of them to be connected to Dr. Cogram is amazing, because he's a leader who had been born in Uganda. He and his family, his father was a bank president, and they were kicked out of Uganda by Idi Amin. They landed in South Africa. He subsequently went through school and created an amazing global network and connection to the United Nations at the top level, the speaker at Davos on a regular basis. He knows politicians of every kind. He calls Mayor Karen Bass of Los Angeles Karen, because he knows her so well. And there was an ambassador to Tanzania when we had a Global Chamber led a meeting with the president of Tanzania back in July, and in organizing it, we needed to get to the ambassador of Tanzania, and he knew her, and they worked together. And I forget her first name because I call her ambassador, and she, he said, oh, and just kind of called her by her first name because he knows her so well. So he's the one that's now a visiting distinguished fellow at the Hoover Institute. And so he and his wife have residence on campus in addition to his other homes. And he owns property actually very close to Camino Real and that main road through Palo Alto where Zareen's is. Is that California Avenue? I don't remember. He's got a building right there. So he's very much integrated into the community, and he's very deeply connected to Stanford. And so for him to organize a 4-hour visit is going to be kind of monumental. So I'm really looking forward to it. The idea would be we'd be introducing these folks, giving them all sorts of connections and understanding of how the ecosystem works on campus, the innovation centers, et cetera, and give our members an opportunity to connect up with the visitors and also connect up with Dr. Cogram. So let me also now, and Jeff, the other thing I wanted to share and then have you speak is this document. Let's see if I can find it. I see this one, but I don't see the other one. There is a document. Let me close this. Oh, here it is. I have to move that one. Then it goes.
Are you talking about the overview that you shared with me regarding all this?
Yeah, I found it. I had to remove the other one. So it's this one. So it's basically, it kind of goes through who these people are and the vision of what this is. It's, a delegation. The vision is to give them, at the high level, certainly US, India, and that's very important. The US India collaboration. Those of us in California, you may or may not know actually, is that India already has a presence in the Bay Area. They are now adding a second consulate in Los Angeles. Gunjan Bagla, who's on our advisory board in LA, was instrumental in that, in convincing then Mayor Garcetti to get the ball rolling on that years ago. And then subsequently, Mayor Garcetti became the ambassador to India, and now they've announced the downtown Los Angeles second consulate. And so the person's been named. Gunjan knows all about it. He's sworn to secrecy on all the details, but they do have an entire floor of a downtown building in place they're going to be moving into in the next few months, and more will be known as we go. This is the kind of information that our team is putting up onto the website. I think today, that's at least I was asking if we could get this up today, of the different profiles of the different companies. There is another form that has actually the actual revenue and things like that. These are more, and maybe that's not available to put out.
In the chat, Doug.
Okay.
It's already there. Yeah, there's a table in the chat overviewing, the various delegation and the type of business they are, the type of revenue they have, type of headcount they have, just to give everybody kind of scale, from a high level. And then the idea, like Doug said, is to connect them with, the appropriate people here in the Bay Area, so they're comfortable entering the U.S. and expanding their business further into the U.S. And I'll be working alongside, and have been working alongside Doug and several others in aligning this. My thoughts are to connect them to either large corporate, if I can get them in, and or to various resources and providers that can kind of streamline their operations here in the U.S., give them perspective, etc. So
this is it. So it's
Yep.
So so the revenue, estimated annual revenue. So those numbers are different than what I thought, and so that's fine. But in terms of, I think the purpose of showing this would be that it's crop protection, telecom, financial services, software development, as you might expect, industrial logistics park, etc. You can read kind of that center column, and so it's a very diverse, technology oriented. There's a legal company, it looks like, HR services, there's a research, there's hospitality. It's quite the mixed bag of companies, but because they've come through the knowledge chamber, and because it's both Global Chamber and the U.S. Commercial Service also has a component of this, there's some really interesting companies in there. So we'll get this information out and be available for more broadly. Anything that you would like to say relative to that, Jeff, that we should be thinking about?
Start thinking about who we want to bring to them while they're at Stanford, as far as resources, whether they're going to be consulatory resources or business resources or whatnot, trying to create an ecosystem for them that's favorable. Now that we have the venue and we have Stanford, we have a place to start driving people to and setting up stuff around. So I think we'll bring a bunch of the chamber people. I think attorneys, bankers, CPAs are of course of value, and then a bunch of market analysis, and then like I said, the consulate folk might be a good call as well. But they're going to meet them in New York, are they not, Doug?
I'm not sure. It's a good question. So I don't know what the team there is put together. So I would say if there's anybody that's logical like that we should pull in, we should.
Yeah, I'll look into it. I was under the impression they were doing that in New York, so it might have been just me misunderstanding, or maybe it was DC. But yeah, just FYI for the group, they are going New York, DC, Silicon Valley, and then Las Vegas. So I'll be getting a good cross section of the US.
Yeah, it was DC where they're going to be at the embassy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that. Well, very, very good. Well, I look forward to that. And Munir, it's good to know about the 24th of July of September, right? September. That's this month. So only 2 weeks from now you're talking about. So that's amazing. So we'll see what we can do. If you could send, I think I vaguely remember seeing something from you about being in the US. So I'll search for it if you've sent it in an email, and I'll check WhatsApp as well to see if I can find more information about it and disseminate that.
Okay, thank you, Doug. I will send you the full information.
Thank you, Munir. So we're at the bottom of the hour. I didn't have anything else, but does anybody else have anything they'd like to share? Jeff, start with you.
Nothing immediate comes to mind. Apologies. I had back-to-back meetings before this, so nothing else comes to mind, Doug.
Okay. What also comes to mind is Deep Sengupta and Vinayak Gupta. I've never said their names back to back, but they have very similar names, don't they? Deep Sengupta and Vinayak Gupta. Somehow they became, both of them somehow became advisory board chairs over the years and of this chapter, and I never made the connection to their last names. Very bizarre. How come, Jeff, your last name is your middle name Gupta by any chance?
No, but it's funny when we were at the Altos Bank thing and they were standing next to each other. I saw that
I see.
because they were standing next to each other in their name tags, and I was like, oh, that's why I was laughing. I hadn't put
Okay.
that together either.
I've known both of those guys. I've known Deep for like 12 years or more. I met him in Phoenix when he was back with one of those logistics companies, and he was the head of consulting services and an amazing consultant. And subsequently, we've been working together for so long. One thing we do share, both of those Guptas and me, is, and Melanie, I think I already mentioned, you also have a love of this, is Zareen's. You're the Mountain View version of it, and which I never really kind of got used to because it's so small and different than the one that's in Palo Alto. And so I would imagine that a lunch at Zareen's may be in store. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. And if we don't, then maybe we'll figure something else out, because chicken tikka masala at Zareen's in Palo Alto could be one of life's most precious treasures, but I'm just saying. Maybe I'm odd.
It's good Gupta.
I got it. There you go. That's
Sorry.
important. That's important to know. Melanie, given that you're a guest and you took time out of your day to come to this crazy conversation, in somewhat disorganized, I apologize. Is there anything else that you would like to share and before we close the room?
Just my gratitude and just knowing that this fall there's just a lot of intensity piling up on the international global levels at UNGA, at G20 South Africa. G20 was just announced to be in Miami for next year. So if people are involved with that, they are usually at least 8 to 10 to 14 different think tanks, official engagement groups, and Business 20 is part of that. And that's a good way to leverage your voice and getting into global policies. Yeah.
Really good point. What is your touch point there?
With Business 20, I'm more at the G20 social, which is all of the engagement groups and the civil society groups. But I'm sure others have touch points within B20.
Fantastic. So that's Also, it would be interesting to explore that with Dr. Cogram in terms of his involvement there. So thank you for
Yeah,
that.
and thank you for including me today. Really appreciate it. It's been really beautiful.
You're very kind. Thank you very much. And Sung-Young Kong, thank you for joining as well. I look forward to learning more about the latest things that you're involved with. So thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see some of you next week. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Jeff, for all your help too. Appreciate it.
Bye.